Over the course of last winter, our COVID winter, a viewer and fellow traveler asked if I could do a video about what it is like to ride in the eastern part of the United States, and in particular, the northeast region known as New England, where I live. Like many fellow motorcycle travelers, the gentleman who made this suggestion has done most of his epic adventures in the western half of the North American continent, which is understandable, as out there where the sun sets, there are miles upon miles of beautiful roads running through amazing landscapes, and by contrast, there are many fewer people. Looking at the nighttime map of the eastern United States, it is easy to envision a place where there is nothing but bumper-to-bumper traffic and strip malls. And while it is true that the eastern half of the US is more populated than the central or mountain time zones, there are still great places to ride and to get away from the hustle and bustle of the big cities. For 2021, I decided to put together what I called the Big New England Loop. This trip would take place over 10 days and ride through each of the 6 New England states: Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Along the course of this trip, we would travel through what I consider to be quintessential New England. That is a series of small towns linked together by flowing, tree-lined stretches of tarmac. Unlike riding in the West, we rarely find a road that is not populated by homes and small businesses. We have been here for hundreds of years, and virtually every place that can be developed has been so. However, I think you will be surprised at just how much thick forest remains. On this trip, I am accompanied by my wife, Cathy, and 9 of my good friends: Stephen, Eric, Tom, Jim, Karen, Ed, Paul, Randy, and Missy. Most of these folks I have been riding with for years. We know each other's habits and preferences, so this should be a great trip. On day 1, we met at Mom's Motorcycles of Manchester in Foxboro, Massachusetts. From there, we worked our way through the bedroom communities west of Boston, down into Rhode Island, and into Connecticut, before returning to Sturbridge, Massachusetts for the evening. Along the way, we traveled some favorite roads like Log Road in Rhode Island, as well as 116, 12, and Route 14. Halfway through with day 1, we are at the Econk Hill Turkey Farm down in Connecticut. Just going to stop for a quick cup of coffee, and then we're going to head to the Vanilla Bean, which is up in Palm Free, Connecticut, for lunch. We would also make our way onto one of the great motorcycle roads in western Connecticut, that is Connecticut 169, stopping at one of the regional favorites, the Vanilla Bean Cafe in Palm Free, Connecticut. After a great lunch, we jumped back on the bikes and ended our day at the Sturbridge Host Hotel in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. The trip covered just over 140 miles. We made it to Sturbridge. We're staying at the Sturbridge Host Hotel, and unfortunately they got COVID restrictions still going on, so none of the restaurants that are in the hotel are actually open. So we are going to go to a great seafood restaurant that is just like 600 yards away. The Sturbridge Seafood Restaurant. It's awesome. I've eaten there a couple of times. So we just made reservations for 9 of us. The other 2 are going to BT Smokehouse, which is also a great restaurant nearby, but that is a barbecue place. Again, eaten there several times. So you can see everybody's just hanging out, having a few cocktails before dinner time.
Just say hello. This is our friend Steven. He's awesome. We're looking for
And he can't find a
lovely
date.
women who love to ride motorcycles, and they like to camp,
like to have fun.
and they like to pay for dates occasionally. Yeah, that's
Well, bathroom smells for the next 2 years, like obsession for me.
Believe some of the shit that we talk about.
You only get to see a certain amount, but there's a whole lot more that goes
That's a
on.
good shape.
A lot more. You probably don't want to know.
I made the blooper reel! I made the blooper reel!